Different one today. Welcome to Hell City Streets. There's been an incident. I won't mention it now. We won't mention it. But there's been a big incident at Ruthless Pro Wrestling that just happened last night. So we're going to give our opinions about it. A lot of people on the internet are giving their opinions currently. So the plan was originally we was going to do this video together, but I was out, you was out. I just did a massive rant by myself. The video you're about to see that I've recorded earlier on, it's windy as hell where I am, so you might not be able to pick up every word I'm saying. You know, you might agree with me, disagree with me, you love me, hate me, whatever. It don't matter. I am no expert. I'm just literally just a fan that's been a fan from the 80s of hardcore wrestling. So don't take my opinion as gospel, but if you agree, comment. If you disagree, comment. And then we'll talk to you about it, see what you think straight after. So
it's literally all over the internet at the moment to do with the situation that happened last night. And as you can see, usually me and Kane are sat together, we're doing a little talk about stuff, but he's out with his gang and I'm all fired up about it. I've been on the internet all day checking up comments, talking to people online. My eyes are sore, I've got old man eyes at the moment. See, I've just been shopping, I've just been to B&M, thought I'd record everything now. So it's all to do with what happened at Ruthless Pro Wrestling and the stabbing of Krule. That is disgusting, man, but we'll go into that anyway. As you can see, I'm all fired up about this. All over the place, all over the internet. Dirt sheets have got hold of it. I'm sure Jim Cornette will have something to say about it soon. He'll be on about Outlaw Mud Show wrestlers with all their dumb fans and all that. Not very productive, but all these little drones will pick up and they're like, ooh, like that. So anyway, I'm going to be ranting a lot about this. I've come from the 80s, so Kane will be giving his version of it as well, how he feels about it. I think we'll agree on a lot of stuff, but he's more of a new school sort of guy. And I remember when I was a kid, very early on, I remember seeing Roddy Piper. He was doing a wrestling, it's like a weekly show, WWF, and some guy gets out the audience with a fucking chain like that. Roddy just walked the other way, you know what I mean? It's like cool and chilled and that. It's like, I remember reading Ric Flair's book when he was on about aftershows. They'd be fighting with people locals from the town, you know. So this isn't the territory era. People know that wrestling isn't real anymore. What the fuck is going on? So this isn't like a few years ago when that fan jumped out at the WWE, the Hall of Fame, and tried to attack Bret Hart. And he had to be held back. A lot of people found that quite funny. Yeah, it was hilarious, obviously. This is probably some people have found this funny as well. So basically, I get up early this morning, I go on Facebook, I see the video has been posted by a few people. So basically, apparently a fan, he'd been a bit unruly earlier on, he'd been in the toilets mouthing off to people, allegedly drunk out of his head or high as shit, whatever, it doesn't matter. So gets into a bit of a situation, a conflict with Krule, of all people. Krule, who is away from kayfabe, let's just wipe kayfabe out for a moment. He's one of the nicest guys. We've met him. Kane will have a little story to say about him and his partner's coming as well. To meet with him and his friend made Krule, great character, was fucking hilarious. Nicest guy you could be. So gets into a conflict with him, mouths off at him, stabs him, slack. Before I get into that, so Krule pushes the guy away. The guy goes off, slack jumps him. You know, everybody's beating him down. You've got Buddy, you've got Blue, they're all attacking him. And that's the whole of the video. That's what you see in that, you know. So totally wipes out the good news that Ruthless Pro Wrestling is coming back owned by Slack, Ricochet and Page and Dread now, you know. Totally wiped that out, which is a goddamn shame because that was some good news. The deathmatch community is suffering losing a lot of companies, and a lot of it is just to do with this complete division that's going on. You see, you've got your big leagues, you've got AEW versus WWE tribalism every day on social media. You've got your little people on there typing away, basically slagging each other off. They're basically saying this out and the other, alleged facts about each other and that. It just goes on and on. So the deathmatch community, up until recently, none of that drama was happening. It was beautiful. Everybody was tight knit. Everybody was just enjoying wrestling, getting entertained, watching people bleed and get hurt for your entertainment. And they do it willingly. You know, they're hard working. Everybody in that deathmatch community is hard working for the people that watch. We don't need to be seeing this shit because it's all over. It's going to be all over the dirt sheets now. Like I said earlier, it'll be all over the place. It makes everything look bad. It makes everything look bad. And I'll repeat it one more time. It makes everything look bad. This whole situation is just tribalism in our community. We don't need it now. Sorry about we're cutting it all the time. We're checking because it's quite windy out here. We need to make sure people actually hear what I'm saying. Another thing that's been mentioned a lot on social media now by various people, like deathmatch groups are blaming each other, and it's like, Nobody's going to change their opinion. It doesn't matter what people say to each other. You can insult people. You can do whatever you want. You can threaten people. You can just say like quite funny comments sometimes, don't get me wrong. But it doesn't change anybody's opinions about anything. I'm a member of both deathmatch groups. I'm not going to go out and stab the next wrestler at the next show. Seriously, I'm not. I mean, it's like, I've seen stuff happen at shows. I remember a couple of years ago, there was a Bleeding Guns, Lust for Death 2 in Scotland. I don't know what the whole situation was. We was outside talking there. Some situation, an Iceman was like walking down with this guy's been by, drunk out of his head, this fucking guy, you know, Scottish, so obviously very drunk, goes by Iceman, don't know what's happened. We thought it was part of the promo at first, and the Iceman's following this guy down the street saying, just fuck off now. The guy went. Obviously, Iceman's a big dude, you don't fuck with him and that. So, like, shit happens, don't get me wrong. You always can have a person, you know, whether it's outdoors or a fan, that's going to start a bit of shit. It's going to happen. It usually gets diffused pretty quickly. This, again, like I said earlier, has gone way too far. This division has gone way too far. Deathmatch groups, fans all over the place. Now it's spilling into the shows. That is not needed at all. Also, as well, what I will say, check Jay, my mate Jay, Stone Island Geezer. He's got a few comments about this to say on his YouTube channel as well. He's literally just put it out fresh not too long back. I think the other thing that's a bit irritating about it, you know, yeah, a lot of people are asking about Krule. You know, how is Krule? You know, apparently he's recovering. You know, it's all, but it's like, making up what's happening or having their own opinions. Shut the fuck up unless you're there, or you have some stone-cold facts about it. Seriously, shut the fuck up. You are doing more damage to our community of deathmatch wrestling and hardcore wrestling and underground wrestling as a whole. You are damaging everybody in it with your opinions on social media. Anyway, that has been my opinion about the whole thing. And like I say, I've ranted a lot. None of this was rehearsed. I've literally just vented all the way along on the way home. So yeah, that's it. We out of here. Let's see what Kane has to say about it from like a different perspective. Different generation, you know, I think he'll probably agree with a lot of what I've said anyway. So, until next video, I'm out of here now.
Oh, little additional thing to the video. A bit of time's passed by now. Not ranting as much now, just been thinking things over. Back in the day when I was younger, and this is obviously the perspective of an old school wrestling head that's been into it all his life. So, it was like, I used to watch WCW mid-80s onwards. And obviously, yeah, we had like, you know, newsletters, various things, people would talk about it, you know, as time went on. But they didn't have all this internet thing. So there wasn't all this toxicity, there wasn't all this like name calling. It didn't matter what wrestling you was into. You could watch WWF, you could watch WCW. You know, it didn't matter. Fans were fans, they were just loving the product. Then they say ECW came along, and then they say CCW, and it went on and on and on from there. Obviously, I went the hardcore route, as you can tell, but I just named ECW and CCW on and on. But no, that's the last thought for this whole video. There's a little bit of an additional, you know, like note at the end. It didn't exist back then, it doesn't need to exist now. We're just enjoying what we're watching, like I said earlier in the video. If you could hear any of the video with all the wind blowing in. So, anyway,
so as you just saw, my dad's unfiltered opinions earlier in the video, but I've just seen it myself, and I've viewed several comments about the situation, and obviously the main takeaway is we hope Krule's okay. 100% his health comes first. But I cannot believe what I just saw. It's very stupid that we don't know anything about the situation, right? We weren't there. We went, you know, there's probably stuff before and after the video, but it's stupid that it has to get to this level of someone attacking a performer to get any point across or for his own silly reasons or whatever, right?
And then people use that as a blame game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's going to be awful because, as we saw earlier in the video, the data sheets have already got it, as I'll put it in the video now. So, and then the main headline is Krule is attacked, you know, this happened, this happened, this happened. But what I'm seeing is the lack of care for him himself. Because again, breaking kayfabe, he is a lovely person. And earlier in the video, the story that my dad referenced was me and my best friend we were at Games of Death 3, and Krule was there. I've never seen Krule in person. I've watched a few of his matches, but I was like, oh, he can't be that tall. Comes over to me, shouts in my face, I am terrified. Next night, Krule comes back out and he shouts at my best friend. What just made our night amazing. Later on, there was a photo opportunity of him. Of course, we're taking it. We go straight to him. And I'm saying how he scared me and how, like, you know, cool he is and what he appreciated. And then my best friend just says, oh, yeah, that made me nut. And Krule laughed his little hat off, you know. Such a wonderful person under the mask, right? And for some random person...
Oh, you saw him without the mask at one
point.
point.
We did, yeah. We did see him without the mask. He's a very handsome chap. But for some random person to attack him for no reason is disgusting to me. It just does not compute in the wrestling world of nowadays.
You see, it's like the knife situation. It's not like they were just throwing fists at each other.
No.
That happened. Don't get me wrong, that happens. You know, it's like an actual knife. It's like something I've said
took
before.
His life.
Yeah, it's like something I've said before. Even getting down to the street level and stuff away from wrestling. It sounds old school, but back in my day, you fought with fists.
Yeah, that's how you settle it.
You won or lost, it was over. You know what I mean? If you wanted to get revenge, you get revenge.
Yeah.
Fists again. All this knife fucking shit now.
It's disgusting.
Every freaking day, you're seeing it in the news and stuff like that. Obviously, America has the guns, knives, whatever. Britain's full of knives and whatever. It's like, and now it's in wrestling.
And
Come on.
And there is going to be jokes about it. What I find just vile, because what if it was the opposite way around, right? What if, God forbid, he stabbed Krule, Krule went to hospital, we lost him.
Wait until Jim Cornette starts his shit. Because he did with G. Raver. A few years ago, G. Raver nearly bled out and Jim Cornette was very insulting about him, which is why the Fuck Jim Cornette t-shirt was created by G. Raver.
Just,
so, yeah.
If fans in comments could joke about it now, after it happened and we're still in this whirlwind of what's happening, what's the news on it, it sickens that a human life is disregarded so quickly just because, like, oh yeah, well, he didn't die, so it's like, we can joke about it now. We can do whatever we want.
Or blame game.
Oh yeah, blame just random people or anything like that. It's fucking ridiculous how childish the community is and how childish some people can be because they feel high and mighty because they've seen the video and they're like, oh well, I was there, I have an opinion on it. What is superior? I have an opinion that I can joke about it because I was there. No, you weren't. That would have probably been the most terrifying experience of his life. Thankfully cut short and he was safe because of other wrestlers and fans getting involved to settle down the altercation. But it baffles me how so quick it can switch the narrative.
What do you think of the whole division in deathmatch at the moment?
Personally, I can say I try keep away from it. I try keep away from all the groups, all the posts, all of that. I've left most of it because of how absolutely immature it is. It is called wrestling. There's deathmatch wrestling. There's entertainment wrestling. Wrestling in the Olympic variety. It's all the same category of wrestling. It doesn't matter the company, the state, the country, wherever. It is still wrestling. Yet there is this silly divide because one company is apparently better than the other company, or one wrestler's better than the other wrestler, so we have to all argue and shout about it and all shoot vile comments at each other because we feel better about ourselves because we are validating our own criticism of other people. That's not how it works. The deathmatch community, I think I said in a previous video, is one of my favourite places because of just how weird and how wonderful the people are and how unique the wrestling style is. But it's being tarnished by, and I'm not going to say the majority, because the majority of people that we've met are absolutely lovely.
Yeah.
The majority of people you see at live events, or
the majority of people on social media are like,
it's just the minority of people that really, really ruin it for us. Because as keep going back and forward conversations, because of this event and this thing that's taken place, the deathmatch community is going to be labelled as dangerous. It's going to be labelled as a horrific place to be, and we should really look at it deeper with all these barbed wire and all these events. It can happen again and again.
And wait until the people start saying, some people will, the so-called experts will say, well, Krule asked for it.
Yeah.
He's in deathmatch. He's like risking his life every day.
Just because he's a wrestler, he signs a contract where people could attack him, or he could just, nearly die every day. No, that's not how it works. It is a performance. It is an art. It is not to be taken advantage of by several fans that believe they have a complex where they can. You can't, by the way. I'm speaking to you. You can't. You are a human fucking being. They don't know you. Genuinely. These wrestlers, these promoters, they don't know who you are. They will never know who you are, probably. So just because you have an opinion doesn't go... They're not going to change their ways and be like, oh, this random guy in a random state is telling me this, I'm going to listen. That's not how it works.
That's like the tribalism with AEW and
It
WWE that I was on about earlier.
It doesn't work like that. They don't care. What you should do as a fan is enjoy the product. I can say, so I don't like some wrestlers. I don't like some wrestling companies. I don't like this, but I don't spread it on social media and be like, oh, negativity. No. I can happily watch the product and be like, you know what? Maybe it's not my cup of tea, but that's fine. It's still a company I want to see thrive. There's wrestlers I want to see thrive in this industry, right? And it's just, I don't get how you can just view it as right or just to be this despicable person to several other people. And the more you do it, the more it becomes a wildfire. And then other people jump on. And the original person loses the plot of what they've said. And they just start attacking other people in this comment section. Yeah. Not about the wrestlers anymore, or about the company, or the divide, or whatever. It's about just the people. There's several people that we've seen that call each other nonsense, and they attack each other just because their opinion doesn't line up with my opinion. How immature of you to do that. How genuinely childish of you to do that. And I'm going to keep repeating those words, because that is what you are. I am 23 years of age, right? I am quite young compared to most people in this community, and most wrestlers as well. If I'm calling you immature for your lack of sense and your lack of genuine opinion, what does that say about you? And you can probably sit there, there's some people with families, there's some people without families, there's some people that go to an event a year, there's some people that go to every event a year. It doesn't matter who you are. If you have this toxic mindset of the wrestlers care about me, the company cares about me, so I must give my toxic opinion, stop.
And a lot of it's literally about trying to get those likes, trying to get those laughing emojis, all that sort of shit. It's like, come on. This is where it comes from. It's like, as well, it's like they're putting an opinion, or it's a bit of a banter between two people. Everybody else jumps in. They're getting the likes, silly little joke or some little insult. Oh, everybody likes that.
The fun fact about that, guys, you'll be forgotten tomorrow.
Yeah.
That whole interaction you starved yourself of, you need more likes, is forgotten tomorrow, by the way. No one cares. It might be removed in the morning by the moderators, or you just know old news. Oh, but you have to get back on that bandwagon because you need it. You are thirsty for this attention. No. This is online, people. The internet does not care about you. That is the main rule that you're taught.
Days before the internet, you fuckers would not have been saying this to each other. You would not.
Because you'd be saying it in person.
Yeah, and nobody's going to do that. Nobody is going to do that, because it's going to get rough. And a lot of you cannot handle that shit. And you will not be able to handle that shit if you met that person face to face.
And on the point of that, it also kind of embarrasses me when I see people offer each other out for fights over a comment.
Yeah.
Like, no, you're not going to do it, by the way. 100% no. You can say, oh, square up to right now. I have time, place, date. Why don't we do it? You're both there. You'll avoid each other.
Oh, guess what? The other person lives in another fucking country.
Yeah.
So it's like,
I'm big. I can say it over a phone. I can say it over anything. No. No, mate. Stop offering out fights that you're not going to do. Or no one wants to do it anyway, because why are you fighting over wrestling? Leave that to the performers. That is what wrestling is. Just stop being so fucking idiotic.
And while we're at it, this was a video I was going to do another day, but we'll bring it up a little bit now. Stop mixing the person's politics with the goddamn wrestler. And I'm going to name one wrestler in particular, Necro Butcher. One of the God dons of this. Love him or hate him as a wrestler, but his opinions he leaves on his own Facebook. You go on his Facebook. We said this in the Pondo interview.
Yeah, we spoke to Pondo about that, and he agreed as well.
Yeah, you go on his Facebook. Yeah. You know what to expect. He doesn't spill it all over the place. He leaves it there. Shut the fuck up about Necro Butcher. Because every now and then it goes round and round, and people are like and love. It just creates... That's the first time I saw the toxicity of the deathmatch community was over Necro Butcher. There was this big explosion about him. God, it's going back a bit now, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's been going on for so long. Probably way before that as well.
His opinions are his opinions, but I'll tell you one thing, and as a Pondo said, hey, do you realise a lot of his opinions, he's just winding you up, and it works. He's winding you all up, and it is working well, and he loves it. And I love reading that, but then I like watching everybody like fall to pieces about it. Yeah. And then it gets to this point all the way down the line, one thing after another, and then somebody gets stabbed.
And why does it have to go that far?
Yeah.
Like, it upsets me because Ruthless Pro, that was their last event, right? How does it go out? Not on the amazing announcement that Ruthless Pro is coming back and being backed by 3 top wrestlers.
Yeah, exactly.
Not that news, by the way. What news is it? Krule got stabbed. Krule, there was an incident with Krule with a fan. That's all that will be remembered.
We should all be celebrating.
We should.
Ruthless Pro Wrestling is a goddamn amazing company. Cornfields and all for the King of the Kill. It's like, and it was like, damn God, we're losing so many companies.
Yeah.
And it was going. And now it's back. It has been saved.
But
we lost Bleeding Gums in our country.
Now. Yeah, it's been tainted.
But we lost Bleeding Gums in our country, and that hit us. You know what I mean?
We was travelling to the event.
Yeah.
And then obviously the closure got announced, but that final show has been tainted now. Obviously, thankfully, it's not the final show, but it's been tainted forever because of a stupid fan that decides to take it upon himself and attack another performer.
And not with fists.
No.
Not that makes it any better.
No.
But, you know, fists versus fists, a goddamn knife.
Just leave. Just leave the show.
Yeah.
But that's my thoughts on it anyway. And the community, not the community as a whole, as I said, some of members that we've met in person, what we see on the internet, bloody lovely people. Jerry, some of the best people you meet. Me and my brother go to Rise events, as I've spoken before. And we've met the same people there multiple times that we happily talk to. We talk to, the referees. We talk to the people that set up the show. We speak to the wrestlers themselves. We've spoken to Danny O'Doherty before. And they're all such wonderful people. And it's such a wonderful atmosphere. But it always just has that one person. It only takes one person to ruin it. And Bishop Auckland, something happened there, what was thankfully taken care of.
That was diffused very quickly.
Yeah.
Very, very quickly.
And then now the Ruthless...
Thanks to the Harrops.
Yeah.
The Harrop clan diffused that situation, If we ever do, hopefully interview Jack Harp one day, we're going to ask him about that, actually. Yeah.
So, this is a bit different to our usual videos. We are speaking more openly about the wrestling world as a whole, and more specifically, the incident that happened at Ruthless Pro. Hopefully Krule gets better. I think you said that he was.
He's doing all right. Yeah.
So our wishes are with him. We genuinely hope for a speedy recovery and he gets back to wrestling, and that fan gets dealt with accordingly.
And I hope that Slack, Buddy, and Lou's fists get better after the amount of punches they gave that motherfucker who deserved that shit. 100%. And that kick on the stairs.
Beautiful.
Thing of beauty. He deserved that shit. So yeah.
But
anyway,
we have been Hell City Wrestling, Hell City Streets. Thank you for listening, and please send your love to Krule and anyone else involved in that incident. But we'll see you soon.
And let's keep deathmatch flying high.
Please do. Please keep
enough of the negativity. Let's all just be a community again. That's what we want. That's all this video is about. Let's be a goddamn community.
Let's all grow up.